When I first took analyst training with James, it felt like discovering a hidden treasure. Because, I mean, I've taken analyst training before, but I've never seen anything so well put together in terms of just being concentrated source material. And there's very little, actually, there's no fluff. There's nothing extra added. There's no nonsense, to be honest. And I really appreciate that. When I hear it, it feels like listening to Raw most of the time. And like to me, it's very easy to learn from same profile because I'm very acoustically sensitive. I can't listen to a lot of things or a lot of people for a long period of time. But when I'm listening to what is essentially more raw, I can hear it for, and it feels like time flies. And I'm like, oh wow, that was 2 hours. And it's just because like where I'm at, this is the kind of acoustic frequency I want to be taking in all of the time. And it's awareness and it's mechanical awareness. And in my opinion, it's like James is a mechanics mechanic because like if you are an analyst, it takes a level of mechanical awareness to appreciate the nuance and depth in which we delve into what has already been delved into by a number of people, but just not so concentrated in a way that it feels really cohesive and not leaving anything out. And like the everything's been gathered from everywhere, whether it's like raw or a lock or I mean, the lineage remains consistent, and that's kind of what I'm drawn to in general is like very traditional teachings where it's not watered down lineage or repackaged in a way that's I don't know how to explain it, like hope porn or like just manifesty new age jargon in a way that's designed to like fill me with air. Like I just don't have any response. I mean, I don't, like that doesn't work with me. But the thing that I notice most is like the acoustic frequency of the material. Like it's very easy listening and like taking it in is it just reminds me like that I want to surround myself with this, like or people who have this level of awareness when it comes to mechanics because yeah, I just know that it's correct for me when there's that frequency. I think James somehow brings the independent artistic integrity and like the spirit of the independent artist. James brings the spirit of the independent artist into this educational resource he's compiled, and it's really impressive to me that this even exists. It's not something I could have done. I don't have like a lot of detailed gates in me, and it's just impressive because this kind of knowledge needs to exist and needs to be protected because there's so much nonsense that's happening just in terms of a photocopy of a photocopy and playing the game of telephone, and this is not that. And obviously, I can't do anything right now about making that go away, but the way to like preserve this kind of knowledge is by like putting it out there. And this feels like a preservation of something that must um be preserved because yeah, the source material, even when I listen to raw, like I'll listen to an entire lecture and I'll like, I don't know, take a few notes. But when if I'm going through like a 2 hour lecture, I mean I have a first line body, but I'll find myself like constantly, even if I know the material because everything feels it's just so concentrated and it's not there's nothing that's like fluff or not rooted in source material or like a tangential from it. Even if it is, it's so relevant or it's like a nuanced take on something that Ra said or like I really appreciate the level of nuance, especially because not there can I mean even I sometimes lack nuance, and so that's why I'm drawn to it is because sometimes I'll be like, oh yep, that's all projectors. Of course they all do that. And it's really it takes a like a delicate approach to be able to because I value language and I really appreciate precision when it comes to the English language and the way James phrases things. I I I like I appreciate that, but also like I require it, and James requires it from his students, and I that's something that really resonates with me because proper communication is like the only way in or out for me. And when words get twisted, or it just changes the angle and the approach of the entire communication style. And like James has a command over the English language that like I mean I appreciate. It allows me to take in source material in a way that like is different than listening to a raw lecture or talking to a log or whatever the way it has been in the past where I would like take in source material or investigate on my own because I did that for years. Like this very much feels like something I wish I had earlier, but also something I kind of had to be ready for. James really captures the independent artistic spirit within the educational resource that he has created because of the amount of compiled source material in one area. It feels like a work of art. The entire thing that has been compiled is, yes, it's an educational resource, but I see it as a work of art because it has not been done in this capacity in anything that I've stumbled upon. And first line, I've researched this nonsense for a long time, and I say nonsense because there's so much garbage out there, and it makes me tired and pessimistic. I'm like, I don't think people are getting the actual message or what Raw came for. Like the mechanics of it, like I think people are missing so often. And this is just all mechanics.